Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? What do I want to become? These are all questions that most of us ask ourselves and strive to live up to the answers. My name is Morgan Nicole Sickinger. I was born to good parents, Ron and Miranda Sommers, in Rexburg, Idaho on May 7th, 1994. I was by far my mom's biggest baby, weighing in at 9 pounds, 4 ounces. I had 2 older siblings that are twins, and their names are Tiffany and Sydney, one older brother, Ben. We were all born within 4 years of each other, so there was lots of fighting, playing, and, well, more fighting. When I was 8, I was promoted to big sister, and my little brother, Gabe, completed our family. My siblings were and always will be some of my best friends. At a young age, I was faced with my first major trial. It took me longer to learn how to talk than most people. I remember I would point at whatever I wanted, and one of my siblings would always tell them, "She wants a cookie," or whatever I would be pointing at. This stage didn't last long because my mom would wait until I could tell her what I wanted myself. My parents soon figured out that I had a speech impediment. I couldn't say my R's or the sh and ch sound. I remember being so frustrated when people would ask me what my name was because I had to repeat it so they could understand. I grew up with the nickname Mogan because I couldn't pronounce my name correctly. I was 7 years old when I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder called scleroderma and eosinophilic fasciitis. We were camping when my mom noticed a rash and some big white blotches on my arms. She thought I was allergic to the sagebrush or something else, some other plant. So when we got home, she took me to every single doctor in the Idaho Falls area to try and figure out what was wrong. Nobody could tell her what was wrong, so we made the first of many trips to Primary Children's. I had a biopsy done because they couldn't tell me what was wrong either. I was finally diagnosed with 2 different autoimmune disorders. Scleroderma is the pigment of my skin, and it made my skin color change to the white and feel like a leather. Eosinophilic fasciitis contracted my tissues and made it so my range of movement in my hands, wrists, and fingers were very limited. In fact, I couldn't do everyday tasks like unbutton buttons, open doors, hold pencils. I was put immediately on medication and into physical therapy. I was the only one that they had ever seen with this condition, so I had some really strict rules. I couldn't go outside and play when it was hot or too cold, and even on the nice days, I was limited to only 30 minutes at a time. One day, I was so frustrated at my rows because I wanted to go outside and play with my siblings. I remember sitting on the bathroom floor crying while my mom was cleaning it. I was complaining. I asked her, why me? Why did Heavenly Father make me this way? Why didn't one of my sisters or brothers have it instead? I didn't want it. My mom taught me a lesson that I will never forget that day. She said, Heavenly Father gives us all trials that He knows we can handle. Every one of us has different trials in life, and they are hard, but He gave them to us because He knows we can overcome them. This moment in time changed my whole outlook in life. Ever since then, I've always tried to find the good in things as well as in people. I have tried to stay positive even when I was faced with opposition. My doctor told me I would never be able to play the piano or sports because I wouldn't have the coordination in my hands. Through a lot of motivation and hard work, I was able to do those things. I didn't just do them, but I did them well. In fact, I was ranked top 5 in the state of Idaho for my position in volleyball. I wanted to prove my doctors and everyone else wrong. I wanted to prove to my Heavenly Father that I could overcome this trial. Through sports and all other extracurricular activities I participated in, I made a lot of different friends. People always told me that they were drawn to something about me, and I believe it was the Spirit of Christ. I never preached my beliefs because I was too nervous I would say the wrong thing because of my speech impediment. But I lived my beliefs and others saw my example. The biggest influence my example had was to my husband. I was in the same first grade class as Race, but his family moved away in 5th grade. I never thought a lot about Race, but I had heard he was coming back to live with one of his friends our senior year. This friend was not LDS and was big into partying. On the first day of seminary, I saw Race in my class and thought the building would burn down because I had stereotyped him according to the friends he hung out with. The next day we got assigned seats and I was the lucky person to sit next to him. I was not happy at all. In fact, I was shocked when he started answering all the questions. We were studying the Old Testament and I didn't know most of the answers. I thought he was just trying to show off. A few weeks went by and homecoming was approaching. One day, Race walked me back to school and brought up homecoming. I told him I hadn't been asked yet. That night when I got home, there was Race outside my house asking me to homecoming. I said yes. Then I went inside and cried because I really didn't want to go with him. The day went great though, and it wasn't too long before we were considered a couple. Race had a few things that he needed to work out before I would date him. And it was because of my example and high standards that he went to the bishop and got his life back on the straight and narrow. After high school, I went to college at BYU, Idaho, and Race moved to Phoenix to fulfill his lifelong goal of working at his family's company, Knight Transportation. I decided to study education, but knew that there was something missing. When Race and I got married, May of 2014, I transferred to BYU online and changed my major to marriage and family studies. This felt right. This is the major I knew I needed to get my degree, because the family unit is the most important unit in society. My family means everything to me, and without them, I wouldn't know who I would be today. I'm so grateful that I am able to be with my family for eternity, and I'm grateful for the opportunity I had to defend the family unit with my career choice. Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? What do I want to become? I know the answers to these questions. I'm proud to answer them. Are you?